Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the NASCAR Freak Podcast here. This is the NASCAR Freak, a.k.a. Jackson Becky here, and this is episode number 2 of the NASCAR Freak Podcast. And today, I'm going to go over what has just happened at Las Vegas Motor Speedway through National Series. There's a triple header. The Truck Series and the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series are all at Las Vegas Motor Speedway today for the West Coast Swing. Part number 2 for the Cup and Xfinity Series. The Truck Series just got back, basically, from their first race at Daytona, going to have their second race. They went to have their second race on Friday at Vegas. And I'm going to go ahead and talk about it here. Starting out with the Truck Series, just a little brief summary for the Truck Series and Xfinity Series. I'm going to go ahead and start with the Truck Series. Truck Series, it was a very good race in my opinion. It had the Toyota drivers of the KBM guys, Kyle Busch, John Hunter Nemechek, and Chandler Smith. And the ThorSport guys of Ben Rhodes, Christian Eckes, and those guys, Ty Majeski as well in the mix. Just run up front and dominate, and showed their domination to the Truck Series field there. There were some other drivers, Enfinger and as well as Derek Kraus, that are also trying to march their way to the field. But the strength of numbers are pretty much at the Toyotas right now. The Toyota drivers and the Toyota manufacturer for the Truck Series, the Toyota Tundras, man, they have got the strength of numbers basically for the Truck Series. And Chandler Smith for KBM went on to win at Las Vegas here this weekend on the last lap pass against Zane Smith, which actually drives for Front Row Motorsports. Zane Smith, Front Row Motorsports, Chandler Smith, KBM. And Chandler Smith won by a last lap pass on Zane Smith down off of turn 2. Zane ran the top side or the middle lane of the racetrack. Kyle Busch was there as well, but couldn't get to the two drivers of Zane and Chandler. Zane went to the bottom, and Chandler went to the top or the middle lane of the racetrack. And Chandler had a huge run on the outside lane, made a move down to the bottom. Zane Smith tried to cover it, couldn't do it. And Chandler Smith went right around, textbook last lap pass to go on and win at Las Vegas. And Chandler and Zane Smith are both the two different winners of the Truck Series so far. So those guys are locked into the playoffs unofficially for right now. And that is it basically for the Truck Series. Really good race, lots of good multi-group racing, and lots of good side-by-side action as well. Truck drivers were getting loose, and even so, battles for the race lead were happening too. Really good racing for the Truck Series. I like how the Truck Series is as well. Toyota really has their strength in numbers and stuff, but I know there will definitely be some different drivers. I know Grant Enfinger very well. He'll probably have his moment throughout the season. He's had a tough start for 2022. For him and that organization for GMS, but I know they'll probably come through with stuff with Grant Enfinger getting a win sometime down the road with that team. But meanwhile, now I'm going to go ahead and go to the Xfinity Series. The Xfinity Series was pretty much another good race as well. Ty Gibbs went on to win after having issues with Ryan Sieg. If you guys didn't know what happened to that, let me go ahead and just briefly tell you that Ty Gibbs, he made a mistake just racing, against Ryan Sieg a little bit too hard early on. It happened on lap number 5. Ty Gibbs was on the back bumper of Ryan Sieg, just pushing the air to that spoiler, which we all know that the Xfinity Series runs a low downforce package. They have a very low spoiler and stuff. The air in the Xfinity Series and stuff, just the aerodynamics in that. The cars get really upset a whole lot in dirty air, and Ty Gibbs pretty much put the dirty air back to the spoiler, pushing the air back to Ryan Sieg's car, made Ty Gibbs really having to be on his toes there. Ryan Sieg getting loose right in front of Ty Gibbs and stuff, and Gibbs unfortunately couldn't get off of him. He just finished him off, spun out Ryan Sieg very early on, and then later on actually in that sequence as well, in stage number 1, Ryan Sieg actually tried retaliating against Ty Gibbs, didn't do it quite well. Sieg spins out again. He was also told by NASCAR to come in the pit road and fix that car because it was a little bit, damaged too much basically for NASCAR's liking. They had to tell him to get back in the pit road, but they didn't listen. They wanted to go and find Ty Gibbs to show retaliation, which I didn't really like that much. I didn't want to see that at all. It was just kind of really dumb on Ryan Sieg's part. But Ryan Sieg and Ty Gibbs had their discussion on pit road. They actually had a little bit of a delay. There was snow that actually was falling on the racetrack. A snow delay, I like to call it. Ryan Sieg and Ty Gibbs had their discussion. Ty Gibbs apologized there, and even so after the race. And most of the race was dominated basically by Junior Motorsports. It had Noah Gragson, Sam Mayer, and Justin Allgaier lead laps a whole lot basically in this race. Josh Berry was up there too, but Sam Mayer and Noah Gragson basically were taking care of the of leading laps in that race. Allgaier as well, and then the caution flags didn't really necessarily fall in their favor. Ty Gibbs just kept battling after those little bit of issues and stuff with Ryan Siege. Kept battling, just kept fighting all race long. Made his march to the front, and he did exactly just that. On the late race restart, Ty Gibbs held out the Junior Motorsports cars and goes on to win. Ty Gibbs wins at Vegas, beating Noah Gragson, the hometown favorite, Noah Gragson. And Ty Gibbs overcomes adversity in that. Really, really nice job for Ty Gibbs. I definitely have to give him the biggest respect for that. Coming back basically from some issues. And I'm very happy that he got the win for Ty Gibbs. He moves on unofficially to the playoffs. And now we're going to go into the Cup Series. Just try to basically do that briefly there. I know that was a little bit longer than I really wanted it to be, but it's all right. Now the Cup Series. Big picture now. So big race. Lots of stuff that went on before the race. Lots of drivers had to go to the back of the field. Kyle Busch, some other drivers as well. Martin Truex Jr. as well there, I believe as well, was one of those that had to go to the back of the field. And Kyle Busch, I'm going to go ahead and basically say it. He had a very, very wild weekend himself. He ran in the truck race, finished third in the Truck Series race. And then yesterday crashed his primary, had to go to a backup car. It was actually not even a backup. It was actually a parts car before it really turned into what it was. The team spent 7 to 8 hours trying to get that car ready. It was pretty much, if you guys seen the broadcast for practice, it wasn't even a backup car. It was actually a parts car, just in case if anybody else from Joe Gibbs crashed. They got everything from out of Kyle Busch's crash car, the engine and stuff, the back windshield, since it actually had Hamlin's name on there instead of Kyle Busch's. And they took their time. They had 7 to 8 hours basically fix that car up, and they did an awesome job getting that car ready to go. They rewrapped it. They put a new engine in there. Well, not a new engine. I think they kept the engine that they had, or maybe I'm wrong on that. I'm not 100% sure. But they fixed everything up for Kyle Busch, ready to go racing, and they did just that. Went through tech, passed, and Kyle Busch raced that car and led some laps here today. Another good race, I would like to say, for the Cup Series. Again, it produced a lot of good racing. There was 23 lead changes with 15 different drivers. There was lots of action that went on early on in the race. There was 12 caution flags for 60 laps today. There was lots of drivers that had issues on and off the racetrack, the racing surface. Lots of issues also happened on pit road as well. I like to see, drivers work the wheel exactly what they just did today. It was the racing quality. I like to say it was actually. It more looked like 2018 and also a mixture of 2021 as well. Last year and 2018 combined. And you know what? It really produced a really good show. I really liked it. The drivers still had to work their hands and stuff on the wheel. They had to still work the wheel big time, just trying to fight the forces and stuff, which I'm very, very happy with what this package produced here today still. Low downforce, high horsepower, 670. I know I'd be wishing basically a little bit more horsepower a little bit, but I think basically what we have right now, it's pretty much so far so good. If it kind of starts to get to a point to where things get figured out and things really isn't going really as crazy as it is, I mean, maybe you might have some upset fans, but overall, good race today. Lots of different leaders, lots of action that happened. Lots of drivers had trouble. Cole Custer, Austin Dillon, Kyle Busch, Justin Haley, many guys had trouble. Accidents happened on track. Some notable drivers that were out of the race early on. Daniel Suarez with a big hit on the front stretch. Brad Keselowski was out of the race. Ryan Blaney as well. Denny Hamlin. Most of everybody really stayed on the racetrack for those little spins and stuff they had. Briscoe, Cindric, there was a bunch of guys that had trouble. but they recovered, and they finished where they finished and stuff, respectively. And really good races it was, but I'm going to go mention the stage winners of this. Stage 1 and Stage 2 winners. Alex Bowman won Stage 1. Stage 2 was won by Ross Chastain. Chastain had a really good car until late. Pit strategy actually really got him in trouble. Kyle Busch actually went in the pit road a little bit sooner than Ross Chastain. Actually 1 lap sooner than Chastain, and Kyle Busch got out with the race lead. Didn't help out Chastain really in his favor. Truex actually caught him down, caught Chastain, passed him for second, and Truex actually didn't caught Kyle Busch, was battling for the race lead against him late in the race. And then the caution flag came out late, which set up for an overtime restart. Eric Jones crashed, spins out in the tri-oval, and almost actually got himself rammed by Bubba Wallace. Almost literally got rammed by Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace was trying to dodge it. He actually did. But he's also spun out as well, hit the tire barriers, and unfortunately had him out of contention for a win. Set up an overtime restart. The Hendrick drivers of Bowman, Larson, and Byron, which stayed up front a lot of the race, battled for the race win. They took 2 tires, and then while that actually happened, the Gibbs guys took 4 tires, and the 2 tires held off. They were actually 42 lap tires that the Hendrick Motorsports cars had on for the right sides, and the Gibbs guys had fresh sticker tires, which they were their last set of sticker tires they actually had on, and then the 2 tires, well, fortunately for a short run, held off the 4 tire guys. Kyle Busch was trying to basically get up there, basically battle with Kyle Larson Bowman, couldn't do so, got loose. Byron didn't really necessarily give him a break. He was battling to keep third, and then Chastain got up there as well. And then Alex Bowman Larson came down to a 2-man race, and Bowman steals one away from Larson. And what a win for Bowman. I definitely think that Bowman deserves it. I know he wasn't the most deserving driver to win, but he deserves the win. I think he does. He ran up front basically, won Stage 1, stayed out of trouble. Well, with the pit road issue, actually, I think it was an uncontrolled tire very early on in the race. Actually, no, it was an interference, actually, with the... it was an uncontrolled tire, but they called it an interference, basically, equipment interference or something like that, I guess. And he overcame pit road issues, but Alex Bowman wins here at Vegas against Kyle Larson and the rest of the field. And I really do feel bad for Kyle Busch because he was actually going to go win the race, actually. He was going to literally win, but Eric Jones, unfortunately, brought out the caution, tried to control it the best he could. Just couldn't quite do it the best, just lost control of the car. And I was a little bit upset about that too, but these cars are really hard to drive. They got different type of steering this year, rack and pinion compared to what we had last year. A lot of different scenarios there for that. But Bowman steals the win here at Vegas, and the next weekend is Phoenix. And good races, banger races again. The Cup Series produced a good one once again. Lots of battles on the racetrack. 23 lead changes. I know it wasn't necessarily much as it was for last week, but you know what? It had 15 different drivers go for the race lead. That's a pretty good day. Whenever you get 23 different lead changes, 23 lead changes there, 15 different leaders, and actually another thing too that has happened, which I'm actually very happy about this too, is that there's been now 25 different drivers that have finished in the top 10 here in the first 3 races of the season. It hasn't happened since 1973. Last weekend there was 19, but there was now 4 more drivers that entered in. Or no, not 4. Well, actually, no, 6 different. Yeah, there's 6 different drivers that actually finished in the top 10 this time. So 25 different drivers that have finished in the top 10 this season within the first 3 races. Really nice. I know I probably didn't make any sense on that. I apologize. But I guess that's it. We're going to conclude it there. Next weekend is Phoenix, which will be the Xfinity Series and Cup Series. And I know I probably talked with a very louder voice. I really apologize, but I'm just trying to get this podcast out there for you guys to watch. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And this has been the NASCAR Freak here. I'll get you guys posted for the next podcast, which will happen next week. I could probably just make a podcast in the middle of the week if I wanted to. I'm not going to be busy, but yeah, I'm really excited for Phoenix. Just seeing what will happen in that one. This has been the NASCAR Freak. Make sure you guys like and comment, subscribe. I got more videos coming out, and I should actually this week actually I've got some more NASCAR diecast coming in soon. I'll actually keep you posted with the diecast reviewed coming up. Hopefully the diecast will come in, and yeah, I guess this has been it for this podcast. Thank you guys for watching. This has been the NASCAR Freak signing out, and God bless. Whew.